Good morning, church. Our short devotional reading today comes from Psalm 119, verse 9 to 16. How can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word. I seek you with all my heart. Do not let me stray from your commands. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Praise be to you, Lord. Teach me your decrees. With my lips I recount all the laws that come from your mouth. I rejoice in following your statutes as one rejoices in great riches. I meditate on your precepts and consider your ways. I delight in your decrees and will not neglect your word. And one part of this that I want to focus on is verse 11, where we read, I have hidden your word in my heart. Why? That I might not sin against you. That I might not sin against you. In the New City Catechism, question 16 is, what is sin? And the answer is, sin is rejecting or ignoring God in the world he created, rebelling against him by living without reference to him, not being or doing what he requires in his law, resulting in our death and the disintegration of all creation. And the reason I want to focus on that verse 11 is because it's talking about how knowing God's word and hiding it in our hearts is the antidote of sinning against him. You see, we get some clues of what's sin and what's right and wrong from the conscience that God has given every person, but with regard to specific commands, he outlines it in his word, because God is revealing himself and his character through his word. And so if we want to live lives that are towards holiness and towards Jesus Christ, instead of towards sin, we need to know God's word. Now, obviously, we're not going to live sinless, perfect lives. We know that we stumble, we all trip up, we all sin along the way. So a Christian life is a one of direction towards Jesus Christ, not a one of perfection. But if we want to live that life of direction towards Jesus Christ, growing in holiness, being a good witness, honoring Jesus Christ in everything, then we would do well to hide God's word in our heart, because God's word is going to tell us this is what a God-honoring life looks like, and this is what a sin-honoring life looks like. So I think one thing for us to consider today is, number one, have I hidden God's word in my heart so that I might not sin against him? Like how important or how valuable is God's word to us? That's the first thing for us to consider. And the second thing is really an action point. And the action point is this: why don't we encourage our brothers and sisters, maybe by commenting here, but sharing a Bible verse, sharing our favorite Bible verse. And the reason for that isn't just some arbitrary thing, but it's actually to encourage each other. But also, I think as we do that, as we think about, what's a verse that God has really ministered to me through, we're actually dwelling on it and hiding God's word in our heart. So those are two things that we can do today to take away from this passage.